Hi all, this is Steve Miley, the market chartist on behalf of ForexFraud.com, and we're now going to look at both the US dollar versus Canadian dollar and the New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar, and positive recovery themes for both Canadian dollar and New Zealand dollars in the very short term in here, going into the early part of this week. But bigger picture, we still see underlying bearish themes for both the Canadian dollar and New Zealand dollar. So first of all, dollar CAD in here, the US dollar Canadian dollar setting back from a new multi-year high in here, setting back down towards this support level 130.07. We do see negative bias back down towards this level, but looking for support down here around 130.07 and maybe just below to hold for a re-energizing of bullish pressures up through 134.57. So a downside bias initially, but bigger picture upside pressures intact. And we zoom out against that long-term monthly chart, and we can see that multi-year retracement level as a target at 134.62 going into the early part of this month and potentially above. Moving on to New Zealand dollar, similar price action in here, a recovery effort in here from late September into early October, probing above this 64.57 level. That leaves a recovery bias again, but we're looking for support definitely up here at resistance at 67.08 to cap, likely ahead of there at 65.61 for negative pressures to come back through. And then again, this underlying bear theme for much of this year, and from the August spike lower to aim back down towards 62.32 to 61.95. So initially an upside bias towards 65.61, maybe 67.08 going into this week, but eventually looking into mid-October for bearish pressures to come back through for these lower targets into the month. This has been Steve Miley, the market chartist on behalf of ForexFraud.com, and I wish you a great trading day.